for Emily, for X and the kids and how to help. And we're doing a mini with the Tarot of the Unfolding Path. The word that comes through is acceptance. There is something about that. It's your heart is huge and wants to help, but there's a certain level of acceptance of things, you know, the serenity prayer of the things you can't change. This is coming through very big before I even throw a card down. So understand that it is not your, it is not within your power to change somebody's lesson on some of this as far as their kids go. So let's see what's going on, okay? I want to do an arc. Okay, I'm going to show you. We're just going to read down because we need to just read this down. What I'm getting is the gift that's coming through that's offered in joy, that is you being independent, that is them being independent, that is the child being independent. This independence card needs honored. Huge, huge, huge. It feels like the young one. This is the Knight, and this feels like the young man or the college age energy, or maybe slightly younger than this. It could be even high school, but it does feel like adolescent energy is trying to assert their independence. They're a thief of joy coming through here, what we're seeing. There's a thief of joy, and you need to cover your own ass. This is the card where you don't get ripped off by giving too much. You don't need to stay and linger in places that don't serve. But this is feeling like the thief of joy is wanting to take something because they don't know better. They want to go towards where the party is. This feels like it's just a praising me up, giving us a little bit of a broader scope of the situation. The Two of Cups and how the X is and how the X was is not how it will be again, but there is this soul connection here. This is soul tribe, soul family connection. Even if it's X, there may still be connection of friendship energy. There may still be desire to lift where you can. Sometimes that comes in the form of like literally being a taxi, I don't got the Chariot here, but what I'm getting is taxi. Literally helping out with errands, literally helping with the small stuff is what's coming through here. This is how you can help. It doesn't have to be a major thing. The willingness to help or to show up. Sometimes, you know, when people, if they have major stuff going on in their life, they might be somebody cooks a meal or brings a meal over or watches the kids or, you know, runs somebody here or there or just offers, makes the offer to do that. Drops something by that, you know, they can pick up on their way home from work. This is what's coming through, and it's coming through over here. It's coming through in a little bit of a different way. This feels different than the traditional tarot. What we've got coming through here is this Page of Wands, this desire to explore, and we have the Page of Coins here. Now, this is ideas. These two are flipped. These two are reversed. This page, these two are reversed. Give me a second on this. It feels like this X and you had energy, that there was a lesson, there was something that you were playing roles that were different roles. Now, I know people say a lot about twin flames and mirrors and blah, 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 or mirrored aspects of the soul, where somebody is going into rescuer mode and somebody's going into I need to be helped and asking for help mode. And it feels like something about the roles that you had with this person in the past were flipped, a little lopsided, upside down. And because they were flipped, things didn't work too well. You're not meant to be rescuer. You're not meant to be fixer, fixer, fixer. You're meant to assist where you can assist, but not be the main person that's solving this other person's challenges. So this is where the roles are convoluted. This is where things are a little bit distorted. The perception's a little off. Now, when you go into it a little bit differently, it's huge, because when it literally feels like these two characters in these cards have gotten their jobs confused. Like this one is supposed to go be Batman. This one is supposed to be understanding what he's studied, what he's learned, and offering the gift of what he's learned to the world. And this one is supposed to be the one that kind of leads the exploration or goes to where exploring the party is. And it's like for a minute they tried on each other's role and it doesn't suit. I don't know what that's about. Hermit, isolation. Hermit, solitude. Hermit, being alone and learning the lesson that is value in your own company. Learning the lesson that is value after going through the dark night of the soul. After going through some really terrifically big challenges. Learning your own inner strength so you can hold the light for others. This is the huge. And then we have this one, and this one always comes through to me. Use the Force, young Jedi. And it's the Two of Swords. It's using your emotion and your logic to make a decision while you take the blindfold off. You've been through the dark night of the soul, so you let your spiritual energy be anchored. Keep yourself anchored and strong. That's one of the first things you can do. Realizing you're not solving all the problems. How you help is the little tiny things. It's the little small things. It feels very much like not taking on their shit, but letting them know that you could help do X, Y, or Z. Like if you can help, like maybe this person has a car trouble, or they're needing help with transportation. You could help maybe run so-and-so for a week. Don't take it on forever, but for a week. Maybe this person is needing help where they just need somebody to have their kids and kind of have their kids' back for a bit. Maybe the kids can come be at your house for a bit and have a space where they're doing their homework or whatever it might be. I mean, I know school year isn't on, but you're providing a space and holding space. And this is huge. You holding space for them right now, whether it's physically they are in the presence, or you are holding space in an anchored way for them to grow into the correct role. For them to grow into the correct role, for your ex to grow into the correct role and understand that is good. It's so, life isn't so harried is the word I'm getting. Not hurried, rush, harried, like, shit, I'm frazzled, I can't hack this anymore, pulling my hair out, that kind of energy. You can help be anchored. You can help be solid in your own self, and this is what helps them. You can be anchored in your own spirit, and this is what helps them. Sometimes, whether we know it or not, we are being an example to someone else. We don't always know when others are watching us. We don't always know when what we're doing is being seen and observed, and others are like, yeah, I want to do it like that. I want to do it like that. There is a way to do things, to pursue your own passion without being overly invested in someone else's drama. It's not being an asshole. It's not being wrong to take care of yourself first and to show others how to do that. And that's not being wrong to take care of your own needs first, to anchor down in your own needs first. Then you have, it's like filling the water pitcher before you pour. You can't pour from the empty pitcher. So, okay, what else is going on? Yeah, this thief card is coming in again. And it's coming in, the boy who would be king, the boy who would be king is coming in here. You've got the thief here. So, and this child of your ex's may or may not be a boy, but what is coming in as the one who has the high ideals, but has been the thief of joy. Really, you can be supportive of that one. Like if that one needs to have a phone call or need an conversation where you're just, yep, okay. If this one needs to just be allowed to walk away, you cover your own ass, protect your own priorities, don't put yourself at risk. But they need to learn what is their priorities. They need to learn this, and they haven't figured it out. And they need to learn they can't just take and get away with things. And it's part of their lesson, part of their curriculum. They feel like they've gotten the gyp or the ripoff or whatever in the situation. And they are learning the balance of life. They are learning give and take lessons, and they aren't going to learn it real soon. But you can be there supportive in a gentle way. I don't know how to say that plainer. It's the boy who would be king. It's the ambition is bigger than the person's ability to fulfill it. The desire for independence is bigger than what they actually can have right now at this time in the life. Is the baby mommy good for them? Probably. Whether you like it or not, probably. Let me look here and see what else is coming up, and then we'll look at that question specifically. I have one more small deck of this. We'll look. The Queen of Coins. Yeah, you need to sit in your own value, in your own worth, and know it solidly, solidly, solidly. You need to show what it looks like to have abundance from the internal as well as the external. And this is huge. This is how you sit there. The King coming through, this feels like the X, the one that's a little bit detached. And this one is almost a little bit aloof and somewhat cold. This one's coming in a little bit colder right now. You need to be you worrying about your own problems more so than theirs. But you can be somebody that would be a resource if they reached out a little bit later. 7 of Wands. Keep your boundaries, baby girl. Keep your boundaries. It's important for you. As much as your heart is huge and wants to help, sometimes people, and particularly this one, has to go through their own shit. Now let's see what we've got. Is the baby mama good for them, is what you're asking. I'm getting, yeah. I'm getting, yes, she is, but not in the way you would expect. Sometimes our moms are difficult teachers. Sometimes our moms fuck up, and that's exactly what we learn and what we need to learn. And the outsider looking in would say, like, well, she's kind of a but that's one of my swear words for my kids. Like they heard the F-bomb dropped all the time, but the words loser, hate, and stupid were the swear words in my household. So, but let's see what we got here. Yeah, she is. She is. There's something that is a completion, and this is something that they need to move forward through, but there is something that is a lesson that's completing, and it's a bigger, and it helps them advance. It helps them move forward. They see kids be hit. Yeah. I don't have all the answers for their situation, but neither do you. And how you can help is be supportive when they come to have support. When they ask for a little bit of help or emotional support, you can be there. If it's a situation where there needs to be outside involvement from the state or other agencies or something, you'll know. And if that's what you need to, if you need to call someone besides yourself, you need to call someone. But it feels like this is closing a chapter at some point, and it feels like the mom character, she's learning, she's going to have a fool's lesson. And this is the fool, and this doesn't feel like trust the universe lesson. It feels like she has been somewhat foolish. The fool's lesson is coming in. This is what I told you to offer. This is the fool's lesson about this. There's something that has been completed and done and torn away, thrown away, let go of, that could have been more valuable and more helpful. When we get drawing adversarial lines, when we draw lines, us, them lines, sometimes it's hard to see the benefit that somebody else could bring, particularly in situations where there's divorce and exes and all of this going on. And it feels like she's learning, but not rapidly, that she has thrown away something of value. Maybe you could have been a really, really good resource and helpful with the ex and the kids, but you can only do what you can do. So what you're being asked to do is hold your own value, hold your own place and space, hold space for them, hold healing for them, but you cannot do it for them. You are not being asked to go fix their problem, even though you want to help. You are being asked to honor your value, honor your boundaries, hold your own. Hold your own space, hold your own healing. Don't let somebody else's drama act as a distraction from your own healing. And that is one of the hardest lessons, particularly when we feel like there's unfair and unjust circumstances happening. You can only do so much. Ultimately, your responsibility is you, and ultimately the parents of these children are the ones that have to be responsible for them. If it is a situation, like I said earlier, where the other forces, other agencies need to intervene, you'll know. And if there's a call to be made, you'll know. Your intuition is not happy and you're sick, you need to detach. Yeah. And it's so hard because if this is an ex, you probably grew to love these kids or have deep care for these kids, but you need to let them, if the kids are old enough, to teach them how to have boundaries for themselves. Yeah, exactly. This is where you sit. And what I'm saying is sometimes we teach, others are watching, we lead by example, and we don't even know it. And that is the lesson that comes through the most strong, is that if you are learning the lesson to be true to yourself, if you are learning the lesson to honor boundaries, if you are learning the lesson about self-love, if you are learning the lesson to follow your dreams, any of these lessons that are great lessons for you, you need to stand in that power. Yeah, they're not your kids. Need them to be safe. Yeah, it sounds like if your intuition is telling you you need to make a call, you might need to make a call. But this is not yours to fix. It's not your riddle to solve. It doesn't mean you don't care. You can be a little bit of a port in a storm, like I was saying earlier. You can be the one that has, hey, come hang at my place if you need a break. Hey, come do your homework over here. Hey, let's go grab a coffee or a Coke together. Let's go grab a slice of pie, a slice of pizza, whatever. That's about where it is for here. Don't let yourself be drawn into the drama that is not yours to solve, because their lessons and their curriculum are not yours to carry. You've seen me talk about the 9 of Wands when we're carrying somebody else's burden, and we are robbing them of the lesson. It is a hard thing to get in the mind space that they need to have this lesson. So the parents need to have this lesson, and the kids are caught up in the shitstorm, and you want the kids to be okay. Those are all good things. But yeah, Kim's shouting it out fairly there, and keep track, keep aware, but don't be lost in what it is. And this is bigger than you, honey. This is bigger than you. And if there needs to be bigger than you forces at work, and I don't want to create too much hubbubbery, but if there needs to be somebody bigger, wiser, more official drawn into this to help, you will know when that is. You will know how that is. Document is smart, and understand your role is a role, is not responsibility. Okay? Your role is to share what you can share, intervene how you can in a good way, but not to disrupt, not to take over, and not to take this as yours to fix. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting on there. That's what I'm getting, and that's because my heart would just want to swoop in and scoop those kids right out of there. But I don't know that that's the correct path. You need to proceed carefully. You need to check with your heart space, not your drama and not your emotional knee-jerk reaction. Okay? That's what I've got. I'm going to get some water. So, yeah, that is a tricky one. Good luck on that. I hope that's helpful. Yeah. Hold space for your healing. Hold space for your example to be what it is, because that is the strength that you lend more than you know. That is the example of courage, the example of being anchored and being grounded, that they learn and have seen and will feel more than you know. Is more powerful than you realize. Okay, what do we have next? I don't know if there's anyone on the list or not, but okay. Yeah, that was a little bit heavy, guys. Sorry about that. Hey, Michelle. Just wanted to let you know you got the job. Oh, woohoo! Yay! Oh, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. I think that's fantastic. Yay! Michelle got the job. And I said that she would, and she did. So, yay. That's excellent. That's excellent. The list is clear. Okay. Yay, yay, yay. That is excellent. So excellent. Makes me so happy. That's fantastic. Yeah, if we want to do a collective or check in with the guides, we can do that. If we want to do a few other things, we can. I was showing you earlier this deck that I got. You can see the art up front is very, very beautiful. It's this one, but it's not a beginner's tarot, and I'm going to need some time with it, but it's really, really gorgeous. So I got that as a new deck. It's interesting. And I have other decks that if you want to see what they look like, whatever, I'll show you. I'm happy to share and show you this one I have or this one I don't. So we'll see what's going on. Okay. I think we're going to go into the Calendara cards. I want to go into those for a minute, and we'll go in and we'll do a collective from there. So let's see what's going on for the collective. We did that by the signs. We did the element signs, and we did some of those earlier before, you know, TikTok wanted to zap us a little bit. 1:11 on the clock, guys. 1:11 on the clock. Let's see. I'm getting, Lucy's in the house right now. My guide Lucy is in the house, and I'm getting, isn't it delightful? Isn't it inviting? Blah, 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 something like that. And we're being called to invite and ask our guides in at this time. Ask for their support in anchoring light. Ask for their support in helping us hold what we need to hold. High Priestess energy coming through. This is where we go within and we ask these questions. We are between the pillars of wisdom, and we're being asked to anchor this in a little bit more and a little bit more, particularly for the next 2 months. This is coming in as nothing but calendar. The ducks are trying to get lined up. The ducks are trying to line up. It's almost as if some of these birds could carry the wand with them, but it would take them a little bit longer to fly there. But it feels like we are trying to anchor in the light, so there will be more balance coming forward. This is the King of Cups in his really good sense of the word, where the turbulence doesn't make him crazy at all. And he's not so far removed. He is compassionate and calming, even though emotions are riding high. This is what's going on. Anchoring the light. What else do you want us to have here? What else does the collective need to know? Yeah, Hecate at the crossroads. Yeah, or Hecate, however people say it. I say it Hecate. Tomato. I'm sure Hecate doesn't mind. Justice is coming. The Two of Pentacles. Oh, look at this storm. No wonder. Wow. Okay. Justice is coming. This is what we are working towards and going towards. In 2 months, there is something that is a karmic balance. Whether it's across the globe, yes, it is across the globe. Whether it's in the way that we would see it, it is happening. The balance is happening. There has been a struggle for a lot of this balance to come in, and I told you how this one rides the storm and just keeps calm. This one, we are feeling the juggle right now. There is the waves. There is the turbulence of the next month or two. Now, there has been a shift recently. Those of us tuning in know this. Karma is coming in. There is a rebalancing coming in, and it is very beautiful. This is a time where we need to be unworried. Lucy, unworried, not overly concerned, uptight, and distraught. Distraught serves no one. Well, she's showing me, and this is the funniest thing, I've never had her show me. She's showing me a little picture book that looks like a child drew the story of the chicken that says the sky is falling. And she's got this little picture page of this chicken and running around, and it's like a white background and a little, like a color crayon picture of a chicken. Distraught does not serve. So this is interesting. Yeah, we are here to hold things, to help with balance, and to really move forward. But it feels like very much that this anchoring energy needs to be from a calm space, not the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Yeah, she's very much asking us to look for chickens as a sign. She's showing me the page again. It's as easy as little kids would be. Easy as this. You look, if you see chickens or roosters, if you see this, they know what they're doing. They go about their business. The chickens are laying their eggs each day. That's what they're doing. And this is meant as a sign. This is meant as something that we know that the sky isn't falling. Just keep doing what we need to do in our daily. Okay. She released the page, and the wind has carried it. That's interesting. Yeah, I've never seen her do that. All right, what else do we got? This is why. Let me be careful on this card. This devil energy, this mayhem, this, you know, the commercials with the insurance and they have mayhem going around creating chaos. There's plenty of chaos makers. There are plenty of mayhem makers. It's why we can't go around freaking out about every little thing. We'll exhaust ourselves. So what we do is not buy into that lie, deception, bullshit. We buy into that this is part of rebalancing. When justice balances the scales, they don't just instantly plunk. No. And they're always a little bit back and forth. But it's going to feel like crazy. It's going to feel crazy for a little while. It's going to feel turbulent. So when you are feeling that, think about this one. Really, really. It is us holding the light that helps bring temperance in. What I'm getting is the Thief's Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune. Those who would steal, take, those who would cheat, lie, those who would be the thief version of this card are going to have their own stupid reward that they won't like. And they're going to be seen as what it is. But what do I also tell you with this card? I tell you, cover your ass. Stay calm. Judgment card comes in. Let your higher self be there. Answer the call of your higher self. People are going to be like, well, why aren't you more upset? Why aren't you furious? Why aren't you... You don't need to be worked up. You know the role that it is that you are supposed to be playing in this time. Honor it. The Wheel of Fortune is here. This is a season of change. The cycle is changing. Karma is coming through. This is huge. This is huge. If you have, like, I mean, these are the cards. And I've got, what, 3, 6, 9 cards out. We've got this many major arcana cards. We'll put that one kind of like that so you guys can see. We've got the Devil, the High Priestess, the Justice, the Judgment, and the Wheel of Fortune. This is a really, really big period of time. It's a very big period of time. So for right now, hold on to your hats, folks. Just hold on to what is your own to hold on to. Hold on, anchor light as best as you can. Don't let the chaos and the crazy of what is going on globally or across the world throw you into a tailspin over and 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 over. It doesn't serve to do that. That's what I've got for the collective right now. That's what I've got. So Sasha, this is what we're doing. I needed to do this anyway. So let me tell you guys, this is what we're doing. That was a collective, and if I feel called to do them, I will. But this is what I do. I do $20 for the blind reading, and that's usually in, you can see the oracle cards there, or the ones behind me there. Those are oracle cards, the blind oracle. You don't ask a question. I just go into the cards. I pull 2 or 3 or whatever decks from the oracles, and whatever comes through, comes through. If you want the year ahead, this is $30, and it's where you get 2 in the middle, and then all 12 months around. Usually I'm using 2 decks for that, and then clarifiers as they come through on the months around too. So we do that. If you want to do a tarot reading, a mini or a full, this is the prices. This is not quite accurate. It's usually more than that because I get nosy. So sometimes there's 15 to 20. Sometimes there's 25 or 30 cards on the deck, 2 or 3 decks involved. So, you know, we'll see what happens with those. But that's the mini. That's the full. That's where if you want to ask a specific question, great. We'll go in and dive in. And then if you want to get the specialty reads, it's the bones with the cards, the crystal ball with the cards, or the past life cards. I love those. Love those. So I'll go in past lives. I'll do past lives and tarot suddenly doesn't read tarot anymore. It's really, really different. And there's Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. Venmo is at A Feisty Butterfly. Cash App is $THE The Feisty Butterfly. And PayPal is afeistybutterfly@gmail.com. And the E comes before the I. On Thursdays, my husband Phil helps me do the show, so you'll see his name. I think it's on the PayPal one. So, and let Kim know which one you've paid for, because she helps me keep my head on straight. I'm going to get a little bit of water, and we'll see what's going on. But the list is open. So if you want to get on, great. So we're just throwing cards and doing our thing and having a good time. So that's what we got. And usually at the top of the show is when I do like a micro reads and do a few micros for free. And then the paid list is open. So we're in the part of the show where the paid list is right now. So if you're new and didn't know, that's okay. I don't mind explaining. No harm, no foul, no offense taken. So that's what's going on. If you were in the right mind space, you'd jump on the list. Yeah, whenever you want to do that, that's cool. Well, some of what I do on the paid reads, I'll do the spread how they come through. So if I do the Emperor's Throne, it kind of has the shape that goes like this, and it's multi-cards through here and then a little bit layer underneath there. If I'm doing the book, there's typically 9 here, 5 in the middle, and 3 across the top of each of those if it's the book spread. If I'm doing the Celtic Cross, there's definitely clarifiers that go in there. And if I do the Australian 10 layout of the spreads, then there's definitely 10, 12, 13, whatever going in there. So we'll see what's going on. I'll show you a little bit if you guys are new. You can kind of see each of these little bad boys. This is like bead carriers is what they are. And I've got duplicates on a ton of my decks. So I love to read in duplicates because sometimes the identical image comes through. And that's pretty potent. So like this and this, I'll edge the decks differently. But same deck, right? Same deck. And then we'll see what comes through. And sometimes the identical image. I've even seen where recently I was doing a read, a personal read, and the 7 of coins came through, and I was doing the year ahead read, and it came through, and I think it was in September. 7 of coins came through, which is the Harvester's card, and then I went to clarify, and the exact 7 of coins landed on that clarifying it, and I was like, aha! And it happens quite a lot. So yeah, that's what I've got. And if you pay for a read, just double check the E is before the I, and I type it wrong all the time. And let Kim know which read you paid for, because she really helps me keep my head on straight. I also do charms reads, which aren't in there, but I'll show you guys just because those are fun. Sometimes those are really fun to do. Those I do for $10 for the pinch. And so it's $10 by the pinch, and these are the charms. And I just go in and take a pinch and scatter them and then read. And they sometimes read like a blend of, kind of a blend of Lenormand and tarot blended together, but those are a charms read. So those are fun, and it's just $10 by the pinch. And sometimes the pinch is, well, it's usually I don't know how many. I don't know how, you guys will have to say. It's a good pinch. And then sometimes it's so much, it's like, holy cow. So sometimes by the pinch is the way people will want to do and want to see. So if they want a charms reading, they can do that. So, you know, whatever. I love what I'm doing. I'm happy to do whatever read is going to work for you. But this is what we're doing. And I just love tarot, guys. I love it. I love it. It is like having, each of these decks is like having an art museum. I mean, face it, they are better than my stick figure drawings will ever be. And they are so powerful in the way they present the different concepts. So I love it, love it, love it. So that's what I'm doing. I do teach classes on tarot. And I have, where did I put that little thing about my class? It's Tarot 101 that is my class. And it's like 15 videos, 18 videos, 3 hours worth of stuff. And you're talking tarot in no time. It's like you understand that these characters, how they play, how they work, they're super, super fun. You love my reads because they're always spot on. Well, thank you, thank you. And you love hearing my interpretation. Yeah. And this is what I love about tarot too, because sometimes I'll be listening to others read and other readers do their thing. And they will mention an aspect of the card that is a true enough aspect of the card, but I haven't thought about it for a while. And it's like, well, so it's amazing. And sometimes I'll interact with you guys. Like, you guys know I love that Tower card that nobody loves. But a lot of the globe has gone through the Tower. And it's the Cosmic Wrecking Ball. It's the plot twist. It's the, oh no, crap. Everything has gone wrong. And I love that card. And I love hearing, it was one of my viewers, Chad, that calls it the plot twist. I call it the Cosmic Wrecking Ball. And I can't recall who I saw say that. I think that was a reader, but I'm not sure. I think it was, well, I think I saw it on the YouTube channel that they had that, but it was like, it hit and I was like, that's exactly what it is. But if you think Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball, you came in like a wrecking ball and that bolt out of the blue hitting, yeah, it definitely is. It's pretty profound when that happens. So anyway, Kim, you just put in for a blind and sent a Venmo. Caroline, I see that. Let me get some water and we'll do a blind. I'd love to. So we will go on it. Just 1 second. Let me get some water. Out of water. Fooey on that then. We'll just go into the blind. All right. 1 second. It's over here. I want to make sure to have the correct cards for you. For whatever reason, you are getting Halloween vibes all over the place. All over the place. Wow. Okay. So we have the Pastel-Halloween, this kind of a Lenormand very much oracle. And we've got the Day of the Dead oracle, which is very different and beautiful. And I wrote on the back, I write on my tools if I can't memorize all the oracles because they don't read, each one is its own thing. So if you see writing on there, yeah, you bet I wrote that on there. And then I have the Haunted House cards. So this is what's coming up for Carol Ann. So Carol Ann for the blind reading. I do not know why Halloween is so big for you this year. There's all kinds of Baba Yaga and bonfire coming up in this. All kinds of lit skulls. Fire out the skulls of the Baba Yaga house. This Baba Yaga is very divine, feminine energy of her own right. Very goddess witchy, strong energy of her own right. Exile, exile. There's something about feeling out in the cold and the exile that needs to be honored for you, and it's huge for you. You are carrying the torch with the skull with the light like Vasilisa did. That's the story you need to refresh in your mind and understand your own strength. There is divine feminine helping you, serving you, backing your place, backing you up right now, supporting very strongly. Okay. Okay. We're getting Mystic Wings, Enchanted Webs, and Ghostly Echoes. This is saying magic's in the air. Spirits are close to you. Believe in unseen wonders. Sprinkle magic around. This is very nice. This is before the lesson comes in. This is unicorn sprinkles and candies and glitters. But what you're going through, what you're learning, and what's reflecting light back is much more like fire from a skull than glitter. Okay? You're not going to get it in the glitter places. If you try and travel in the airy fairy, and I love winged creatures and I love fairies, but this is, you're going in a deeper zone than you realize. Enchanted webs, craft connections wisely, patience spin success. Create your own destiny, spin webs of creation. Now this is coming in potent. There is webs of deception around you, webs of deceit, because these are some connections, and yes, these are some connections that you have developed over the course of years, a long course of years, that need to be trimmed. A portion of this web feels like it needs to be extracted, removed, taken out, and the web needs to either guide you to somewhere else's location or be rebuilt in a different way with different connections. The ghostly echoes is coming through. It says the past is present. Heal what haunts you. Speak through silence. The past resurfaces. This is stupid. This is what you long for it to look like, the very fairy tale version of something. And this is the more serious and deep magic going on with you. What is it that you're crafting, creating? What is it you're doing? In the minutes of the day, this is where you're spinning the web. In the minutes of your day is how you spin it. In the minutes of your day, being fully present is how you create the change that is necessary and how you cut the pieces of the web that need to be cut out. Yes, that is accurate. It is as if there is, they can splice DNA and do things that are different. They can patch a quilt. They can put a new patch in. You can, if you're in knitting or crochet and you've got a blanket, you can pull up the stitches. You can ladder up the stitches. There's something that needs to be removed and something mended. The web around you there is huge. You need to create another web. This isn't, you can patch up something, but you need to create another web, and you have the skills to spin it, the skills to do something different, to take on something different. This is coming up. This is La Katrina, and it protects you on your journey. It's about being yourself. This is laughing with life, moving through life in a way that you haven't, and letting go so you can start living again. This is coming up huge for you. I'm going to flip this down so you can see these cards. I want to see what else is going on. Hang on. What else is coming up with these? This is something very, very beautiful that comes in over time. And this is crone energy coming in off of this too. This isn't crone energy like the wicked old crone Baba Yaga. This is the wisdom the crone has, the wisdom that Vasilisa learns from Baba Yaga. Hugely important to you. There's a crone lesson that needs to be taught to you where you can learn to hold your own fire, carry it well. And I don't know if I can say this. I'm going to try saying it. Omatoto. And it says, opens the sky, light your mind and behold infinity. This is what this is about. There is something about this where you need to see something a little bit differently. And there's a reverence on your own altar. You're not to be on someone else's altar. There's a reverence on your own altar that needs to be there. This is where you light your own sky. This is where you let your own inspiration lead you. This is where your mind is very, very much lit. Yes, I keep getting that. I cannot get away from that reference. The Baba Yaga reference is coming through so strongly for you. If you look back historically on that, it might serve you. But if you understand exile and banishment, if you understand what it would be from Baba Yaga's perspective to be in her hut with the crazy chicken legs, what it would be to her that makes her shrink down and be crazy, and then what it would be like to be Vasilisa that has to go there to figure out what's going on. There's something about this lesson for you that is deep, that is profound, that is historic. This myth, this legend, this story has history for you. It's historic to your soul's lesson. This is the dulces. I love it. The dulces, this is, it makes me think of dessert and horchata and those kinds of things. It says, be kind to yourself, pour it on thick. This is caramely. This is sweet vanilla. This is dulces. What is that stuff called? Flan. It's flan. It's custard. custard with cinnamon and vanilla and caramely cream and yum, yum, yum. This is what's coming up. Why is this coming up so sweet? Because the web weaves a different way. Now, I want to go into this a little bit of this shadowy path here, too. We've got the haunted house, and I don't think I've ever done an oracle reading with the haunted house. It's not even Halloween time, but this is coming up for you so strongly. Halloween is a very sacred, spiritual time where you honor the Day of the Dead cards. You honor the dead. You honor those who have gone before. You honor the history. You honor the path that is the shadowy path. When the veil is thin, you are approaching it quicker than the rest of us. Quicker than the rest of us. There is something quicker than the calendar, I guess, is what I would say. Quicker than the calendar. What else is going on for you? What do you need to know? You're being invited into the house. There she is. There she is. Whoo! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. You are definitely being invited in. It is as if you're invited in by something that looks very, very pretty, but it's very much a lesson in learning for you, a lesson in give and take, a lesson in what is the gift and what is not. Be careful. This is like the Baba Yaga and the Vasilisa right here coming through strong, strong, strong. It's not reading tarot. What is the gift that actually tethers you to something in a way that you think it should be growing, 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 but it tethers you? Pay attention to this. Pay attention. Cut the tether. Cut the tether. You shouldn't be having things wrapped around and tethering you when you're trying to offer your gift. Something that tethers you, whether it's old beliefs, a feeling of obligation, old owing, an ancient owing. It's not owed. When Vasilisa decides to leave the Baba Yaga hut, she leaves on her own through her own light. This is what's coming up here. Again, echoes of the Vasilisa. Very much eerie and really, really fantastic energy coming through. Again, cutting the tethers, cutting the tethers. This is huge. Knowing your truth, going forward. Now, what else do we got here? One more. You are not crazy to honor your intuition. And if you hear the baying, if you hear the hounds barking, if you hear things that kind of, you might feel a little batshit, a little lunacy. Understand your emotion. Understand there is people that are crazy as crazy gets, but you are to honor your own intuition and face your fear. This is what happened. This is why that story is so profoundly, solidly coming through. This is what's going on. You are facing down a fear and understanding to trust your own gut, trust your own intuition, and go towards the path. This is your own path that you are carving along the way, hacking through debris, hacking through old tethers, hacking through old obligation, moving through, moving through, moving through. The old crone cackles, not just because you get away, not just because of how the story plays out, but because of the wisdom that is passed to you in the learning of it. This is gorgeous energy right here. I would have never suspected this is so beautiful. And it comes back again to the enchanted web. This is the web, and then the ghostly echoes, and this is actually wisdom that's asking you to be more wise, more grounded, more in your own space, and craft the web that you want to create. Create the connections. This is gorgeous. Creepy, creepy cards. Beautiful energy. It is like you have learned to light that torch for self. Inspiration, spirit, divinity, and guidance for self coming through in such a huge way. I love this for you. That's what I've got from the blind. Holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. This is you illuminated. I don't know how to say it plainer. That's what I got. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Holy cow. I did not expect to be in those cards at all today. At all until October. But that's where I was. Thank you. That was beautiful. And you got nervous about the cards. I was nervous about the cards. I'm like, what is going to come through? I get out of the way and let it come through. But yeah, illuminated is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So Shanna, Kim for a full. Okay. And Kim, did you post your question? If you tell me which app, I'll look and see if I see your question. If not, I'll have you just retype it here. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I need to figure out, and I get lost in the cards, but I forget which one it is that people can type a question or typically type a question in. So anyway. Kim for a full. Okay. I'm going to let you type your question. I'm grab some water. I'm going to run around the desk real quick, grab a drink of water, and then we'll get into your read. Okay. Just 1 second. And it'll be for Shanna for full. 1 second. Oh, hey. Aha! Found some water. It's on the other desk. How did I miss that? Okay, a full general for Shanna. Okay. Oh, nuts. We're going into my teeth kickers box for your general reading. So 1 second. Oh, nuts. Oh, nuts, oh, nuts. Okay. This is my box and it says teeth kickers. Holy cow, guys. Holy cow, indeed. Is that? Yeah, you guys can see that correct. So we'll see which of these it is for your full. Okay. It's Tarot Apocalypsis for you. This is a gorgeous deck. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. We will see what's going on for you. And I have 2 of these. We're going to go in. It's a general, but it's a full. We're going into the layout in the spread that I like to call the Emperor's Throne. And this is a teeth kicker. Now, these cards, I don't think I've colored all over them and Sharpie contoured them, but they are potent. And the book that comes with this, when you get this, don't buy just the deck. You want the one that has the really good guidebook. Full pictures, really gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. General, full, here we go. Okay, I'm going to tip this down a little so you can see what's going on. Okay. What does she need to know? I'm getting how do you need to seat your throne, which is telling me how do you need to approach, how do you take your seat, how do you need to have yourself seated comfortably in the position that you are in, how do you take your space. That's unusual. How do you need to seat your throne? Just got chills while this went past through here. Wow, this is huge, huge, huge. The pains of battle that you've been through and survived, they are not quite finished. They're not quite done, but they will be done soon. There will be victory soon on this. This is huge. This is something that is sharp knowing, sharp pain coming through. Like, stop me mid-spread. Stop me mid-spread. Okay, the teeth kickers. Okay, we're going to go to the second deck to do the bottom half of this Emperor's Throne. Let's see what's going on in here. Be aware that the only constant in life is change. We know this. I mean, it's very, very cliche. But at moments where there's points of pain, painful knowledge being revealed and unveiled, it does not last forever. There is a way through it. Okay. Subconsciously, you know that you need to leave a situation, and I don't know what to tell you any stronger on this. I'm going to show these cards, same. These cards, same. It's why I read with identical cards. You're meant to leave a certain situation behind, and there's no plainer way for me to say it than these teeth kickers are coming out strong. Okay, we're going to go into this for a minute. How do you seat your throne? Who are you hanging with? Who needs to go? You need to let go of? Because up here, you have the woman of luxury, independence, sitting pretty, doing well, understanding her place, her role, adding value. And she's one that actually understands how merchants operate, how things work. She sits pretty in her garden all the time. I mean, look how powerful this woman is. This is the 9 of Pentacles. And then here, the Prince of Cups. There is something that is in your space, in your mind, and the Prince of Cups needs to be you following the grail, you riding the white horse for stuff, you honoring what it is that draws you forward in a way that is creative and transformative. Butterfly imagery is here, and it's coming through strong. What's underneath this? We're going to look at the bottom area first because it's so profoundly strong in here. This comes up when you're leaving the rough waters for smooth. a harsh situation that needs to be left in the past. Whatever this is, if you don't leave it, it's crumbling down anyway. It's going to get knocked down. This is like building and building and building, hoping and waiting, and it's like making excuses for someone's behavior because you don't want to leave a comfort zone. It's like coddling someone because they have their own blah, 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 and it's going to forever be a blah, 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 blah. They need to figure out accountability. They can't be coddled forever. This is you building something that's not going to work out. This is you needing to leave the situation, and the universe telling you rather clearly that whatever you're building that needs to be torn down will be torn down. It needs to be torn down. How you extricate yourself from this, how you remove this from your field, from your life, from what is going on with you. This is something that you will know better than I, but you know what this is about. You know who is unhealthy. You know who is not good for you to be around, and there is no sugarcoating this shit. If something is not good for you, if a contract has finished, or if it needs to be that you set down a relationship for a season, do it. You need to. It's giving you stress and anxiety. This is the miniature card of this. This is the bolt out of the blue, the rude awakening, the epiphany, sitting right next to this, and repeated. And this was the first card that I was drawn to. And why? Because underneath it all is this Five of Swords. Leave the fucking battlefield. Leave the fucking battlefield. I don't know how to say it plainer. It's not necessarily what your heart would want to hear, but it is what is necessary. Your knowings are not off. Your knowing and your knowledge and your wisdom is not off. Trying to ruminate through something, trying to excuse something, trying to keep those swords on the wall when you need to get the fuck out of Dodge. There is something that serves to keep you small here that you are not going to be able to abide. And the longer you try and make excuse or coddle the situation, doesn't help. It won't serve. This is the beautiful disaster. It's the Tower. This is something I don't fuck around with, because when it happens, it's painful, it hurts, it sucks, it's awful for a while. And then it's beautiful. And then you're on to the beautiful thing. You're not allowed to see it just yet. All you see is build the tower, keep it cool, keep the comfort zone. Whatever it is, and poof, wrecking ball. What's right next to this Nine of Swords? The Magician. You can either manifest or be manipulated. That's just how it is. Boom. This fast. You can manifest for yourself or be manipulated. If you want to keep being manipulated, if you want to keep playing small, the universe won't let you anyway. But what I'm telling you is there is somebody around you that doesn't serve right now. That contract is complete as it needs to be for this particular moment in time. The Magician needs to be, this is the seat of the throne. So I'm going to show you how this looks down here. This Magician, it's the balance point. It's like where this is, and it holds the whole seat. How are you seated? You need to be seated like this. And don't put this stock in someone else. Put this stock in yourself. Okay. Going forward. See what else is coming up. Over on the other side, that is helping create balance, is the Ace of Wands. Fiery new start. This is inspiration. This is a card of potency. This is a card kind of swing. Now, don't aspire that to just what we would aspire, gender or physicality. It's the card of potency. It's the card of taking action. You're feeling this already. You're feeling this need to do a little bit differently, to move a little bit differently, and to move away from. And you're feeling it hugely strongly. This is the card of legacy, inheritance, how you want to leave your mark. It's what comes on the other side of this. The wealth, the great blessing, the gift, the breakthrough comes on the other side of this. But this is the price. Ten of Swords. Moving on. Moving on. This is something that you have allowed something to almost like nearly kill you, and you have to move on from it. You've given as much as you can give is what I'm getting on this. You've given as much as you can give. And it does you no good to stay on the battlefield. You're not going to stay on there and somebody's going to get suddenly smarter about something. They're not. They're not going to smarten up or see it from a point of view that's a more enlightened point of view. You're not going to change them. That's not their curriculum. They're not going to change just because you can see that it would behoove them or benefit them, or you can see potential there or whatever. No. How are you going to be seated in this? Now we're going to go to the upper bowl of the throne. So if you think of it kind of like a U shape or a C on its side, that's what we're seeing here. The cards in the middle, we've got the Three of Cups celebration and the Four of Cups refusal. There is a really stickiness where you want to stay stuck rather than celebrate yourself. You're waiting to be celebrated rather than tolerated. The person that you are around may not be capable of seeing you. The situation, whatever it is, you'll know better than I, it does not see you as you are. The capacity, it's like I cannot see what is on that screen without my damn glasses on. They do not have the equipment, the ability, the lenses to see you for you. You are not celebrated. There's a refusal of this celebration. This situation is something that I would say is toxic. I would say is unhealthy, not good for you. Get out. Other side of this, Ace of Pentacles. Other side of this, feels unstable. Other side of this, when you come out of there, the gift is doing your own thing, even if it feels scary. It's showing that you will have the strength and the core strength to move through it. What do you have to do to precede that? And this is usually I'm reading left to right. This spread, I spread this way. It demanded to be read in the way that it's being read, and this is how it will be read. What do we see here also? We see Queen of Wands coming up here and a High Priestess. This is your spiritual inner knowing when you ask the deeper questions and you ask for, instead of the easy answers, you ask for the deep truth answer. You're getting very, very truthy. You are facing the gates of wisdom and you have come asking questions. If you are getting non-answers, it's because you already know the answer. It's within you and you need to ask the question a little differently. Look a slightly different lens. The Queen of Wands, who will you give audience to? This is the most territorial of the queens. She can be insufferable. She can be stubborn. She can be tough, but she needs to be. And she is going to be really protective of who she gives audience to. People approach her. She lights up the room when she comes in. She doesn't have time for piddly shit, dumbass players that aren't going to invest in her or see her. She doesn't have time to be seen as the peasant girl or the pauper. She's a fucking Queen of Wands and she knows it and she won't be denied. These are the things you need to honor most. These are the things that help you get to here. These are major. High Priestess, huge, 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 huge. Your spirit and your divine self, your higher self has already told you much of this. You already know much of this. The next part that you need to know, and I'll be cautious in how I pulled this card because I haven't Sharpied everything. Eight of Cups. Let me see if I can do it this way. Eight of Cups. She's walking away from what is unsatisfying and towards what brings her more joy, towards what's fulfilling. She's had enough of this experience. It's like you've learned the lesson well enough. You're not going to stay in the lower grade if you're ready to advance to more knowledge, more learning. And you are ready to advance to more knowledge, more learning. You've had this lesson. It's been painful enough. It's time to get off the battlefield. You know it. Six of Cups. When this comes in a spread or in a reading with this, it's usually, not always, but often, it can be a case of where somebody is narcissistic, where somebody has been in a harsh situation, the harsh, choppy waters, and somebody's been looking at it through rose-colored glasses and giving them all kinds of credit for potential, and they have let the other person down, and this one's just waiting for change and kind of being chained to something that isn't real. Clear your own vision, clear your own seeing. They are not offering equal. Whatever this is, if they are not seeing you and offering equal, then don't offer them time. If this is your workspace and they aren't offering you what you need to be seen, to be doing what it is, and there's this taken for granted energy, then that's not the time that you're going to put all your heart and soul and energy and everything into that kind of work project. If it's a person you know better than I, you'll know what to do. You'll know how to go about this. I want to see a little bit more clarification on this, on the pivot point of this. Sweetie, it's time for you to cover your own ass. Somebody is taking. This is the Thief card. This is something where somebody returns, but this is the return of the unfaithful lover. Somebody reads it this way, and it's because he's coming out of one tent with all these swords and heading back, and he's usually looking over his shoulder. Ha, ha, ha. It's also the Sneaky Pete card that takes the swords. Now, not having more context than that around it, it also is the cover your ass card. There is something that you don't want to see, but you know to your bones. You know when you're so cold, like physically cold, like winter storm, rainstorm, soaking wet, soaked to the bone cold, that our teeth chatter and rattle. This is what's going on. And as you go forward, if you keep in this energy of this Nine of Swords energy, the miniature of the tower, if you keep in this energy of this Five of Swords energy, where you need to get off the battlefield because there's been a defeat and somebody is always going to argue and always be like adding insult to injury. If you keep in this, you're just going to get colder and colder and your teeth are going to chatter. This is going to be, it's never going to be warm. You aren't the wood for their fire. You are meant to keep yourself warm, not be consumed by their nonsense. Four of Pentacles, guard your heart. This is the time to be greedy for self. And this one, sometimes people give this card a bum rap. That's not a bum rap. This is knowing what you have accumulated in treasure so far. And it's more than just the two. You've got this. Now you're headed to the four if you want to be strong. Hold your own. This is holding your own place and space in the world. This is holding for yourself. Not just holding the money, but holding the time. This is the resources for yourself need to be guarded, guarded, guarded. The Lover's choice and the decision. Now this one, I'll show you the card and I'll try and show you very carefully. See if I can show this. Carefully, carefully. Okay. I think that this is good. So the Lovers. It used to be the Lover card, and it's where you're choosing a heart's desire or the person, choosing your path forward. What are you deeply committed to? This is what it's about. The choices that you are about to make, not the choice you've already made. This is something huge. Something, the choice, the contract that you have been in feels very fulfilled, feels done. And now is the time to make a different choice. There's usually an angel, and then you see the Lovers there, blah, blah, blah. This is the time to let the angel bless you with knowing what it is that you are dedicated to, that's true to your heart, that is your highest self calling you, your deeper self calling you, resonating with you strongly. And this is the time for you to take care of yourself. And I am not talking in the just Four of Swords, self-care, blah, blah, blah. No, hold your own. Take care of your own. If you were your 10-year-old self, you would defend your 10-year-old self. If you were your 10-year-old self walking along and reaching for a hand, you would reach for your big person hand. You would be ready to move forward into what is right for you, to honor this queenly energy, to honor this, to show up for yourself, bigger and truer and more so than for any other persons around. This is what's coming through in your read in the general. This is this painful knowing that you know, and it's coming more and more clear to you. You cannot build it falsely. This woman that's up here, she is the one that sits in her garden and she's sitting pretty and she knows it. And she's got all of this luxury around her. And this is because she knows the value of what she wants to create. She's taken the time to create sanctuary for herself, to create a harmonized space where she can have peace of mind, where she can have her energy honored, and where things just grow abundant out the wazoo. This is what's coming through. You are preparing to do this for yourself. The challenge is great. It feels like the lenses that you need to see through are known. You know what it is that you need to do differently now and shift differently. Whatever is this toxic, and I have referenced it as person or work because it's the easiest to relate. Sometimes it can be family, sometimes it's social groups other than that. You'll know. Sometimes people be deconstructing religion, but we also deconstruct our family of origin sometimes. We deconstruct things that are dysfunctional in order that we might function truer for ourselves. And that is what's coming up for you. How you function most true to yourself is coming through huge. That's complete. All right. Sorry, that was a teeth kicker. That's what comes through. I'm getting some water now. That was big. It feels epic. And in that deck, they also have a card that is called Pandora, the All Gifted. and she opens the box and lets everything out, right? She's Pandora, but she's the all gifted. You have more gifts available to you than you realize, and you have more support than you realize. So make your choices, even if they're difficult. You are supported and you have counsel around you. Trust that. Trust it. Trust it. Ask for guidance on this. They will help. They will help. They will help. I promise you it will get better. And I promise you, after every tower I have experienced in my life, there has always been something beautiful on the other side. So don't freak out and let that be in your way. Just trust the universe is working for you. All right. That's complete. And you're welcome, Shanna. You are so, so welcome. A little more water, and then I think I could probably figure out if the list is clear and if we're done for today or what's going on. But let me get some water. Hey, baby. I see my husband Phil just joined the chat. Hey there. Hi, honey. So I feel good. That's my husband. I think then we'll probably call it a day, and I will close out the show for now, but we will go Wednesday at noon is my next show. So that's when we'll do it again. So that's where I'll be. That's when I'll be back. Hopefully you guys have a really good day. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Kim. Thank you everyone. I love, love, love sharing this time with you and doing this with. All right. I will see you guys later. The voice is starting to go. Okay. Bye guys.